Hello, I'm going to do a little bit of a one batch method update. So, with a lot of effort, I managed to have not zero but only two cigarettes in 24 hours. So, I'm pleased with that. It might seem like a failure, but I've got my Starbucks cup which is filled with water. I don't know if you can see that. I'm drinking water. I've had two cigarettes in a day. I've been for a quick swim. I've done this and that. I've tidied the house. I want to use, in this case, as an example, the Beatles. So we have George Harrison, who was a Beatle, and not the animal. He was a, you know what I mean. And he smoked all his life, well, all his adult life, and he was absolutely unrepentant. He would smoke many cigarettes a day. And of course, he died. And let's be honest, if you don't mind me being honest, he died from smoking. In was it the 90s or the early 2000s when he was about 60, maybe a bit younger or maybe a bit older. I'll have to look that up. And then you contrast that to someone like Paul McCartney. He's he's a vegetarian. He tries to do the right thing. He was pictured smoking in 2018. He had previously claimed that he had given up completely, and maybe he did give up completely for a long time. The point being, it's not all about 100% success or failure. If you cut down, you're doing an amazing job. With alcohol, it doesn't work so much because you try to moderate, and it's a pain. But with cigarettes, it is a pain to moderate, but you do still get that feeling of comfort that you get with not having quit, which is kind of what I have been denying really. And I do want to quit, but at the same time, you never ever quit completely. I mean, the second you put out your cigarette, you've quit. Do you see what I'm saying? Anyone can go back to smoking, and often people do. So it's not like you're out of the woods. Whereas with alcohol, there is a point with alcohol where you say, I do not want alcohol ever again. And that just turns out to be true with so many people. The, 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 but with alcohol, you can say to yourself, do I want to drink this evening and get a hangover and feel woozy? I don't want that. With cigarettes, there's always that temptation because for all we say cigarettes are 100% bad, we all know that when you have a cigarette, it's 100% nice. So, going back to George Harrison, he was a successful man. He wouldn't listen to anyone. He wouldn't. He was used to people being talking down to him when he went to America. All the reporters asked him rude questions, and he grew to distrust authority, and no one would tell him don't smoke. No one would tell him, do exercise, and he just lived his own life and indulged and had no limits on his indulgence. I believe he was a good man. He wasn't hugely egotistical. He had his modesty about him, but he was deep down. He didn't want to play the game of looking after his health, uh, caring about things. So the way forwards is, if you're drinking too much caffeine, cut down on caffeine. If well, I would say just quit alcohol altogether. If you're getting a bit overweight, go to the gym, change your diet. It's a journey. I mean, Michael Jordan, the famous basketball player, he had pizza for his pre-game meal. There's no, there's no 100% right in life. If you chase after money, that's avarice. If you chase after low fat, then you'll suffer from not having enough fat. If you chase after low cholesterol, you'll suffer from having too low cholesterol. There's no there's nothing in life that you can say that is 100% out of the window. But with addictions, though, sometimes that's the best thing to do because we can't moderate. So sometimes it is good to be all or nothing, but at the same time, life isn't like that because life is very, very long. So, I mean, okay, don't ever chop off a leg of your own, but there are there are lines in the sand you can draw, but life is about a delicate balance, and we're quite resilient as people, as human bodies. We're resilient. We can cope with a bit of stress either way. We can cope with a little bit of smoking, and it's not going to be the end of the world. But as George Harrison proved, if you smoke every cigarette every day, then you'll end up in an early grave. I'm sorry to say it. And that's just me being honest, that's the harsh truth. So, what I want you to take from this is don't look at my videos and think I'm a complete failure. It's the it's the journey, it's the trying. I'm obese. I do smoke sometimes, but at least I'm trying, and maybe I will have a short life. Maybe I'll have a long life. We don't know. It's not guaranteed. I'm getting too philosophical. I just wanted to make that point that every cigarette not smoked is a positive step. And then there's mental health. Maybe cigarettes have got me through some hard times with mental health. That's certainly true. So I would say just my general belief is avoid drugs of all kinds, and a drug means a chemical that we take into our body that works on the mind. It could be any chemical, it could be caffeine or nicotine or loss of medications, or alcohol is a drug. It's not just illegal drugs that are classed as drugs. I've gone on far too long and I'm preaching now, so I'll stop now. Thanks for watching. Bye.